studio, and lucky to get him because he's heading off very, very quickly to do some stuff with Dahi and Maura at RTE for the Today Show. So earlier than I would have expected to get this guy out of bed, the one and only Mario Rosenstock back on Leeside. Morning.
Oh, Neil, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I'm glad you're my first stop.
And I'm delighted to have you back again. My God, 20 years of Gift Grub.
That is, yeah.
How many thousand characters?
It's about 350, 400 characters, 6,000 sketches. 6,000 sketches, all lasting 4 minutes or 5 minutes. And I've decided to come back and do a 20th anniversary tour. It's the greatest hits, so it's the best of the best.
And God knows in Ireland you've had a lot to work with.
And we're starting in Cork, as I've traditionally now, since about 6 years ago, I've started in Cork because of the, I don't know, they just
first girlfriend, Ashton School.
Yeah, Ashton School. Connection. Yeah, I went to school down here, and you know, every time I come down here, Neil, it's such a beautiful, strange place. But I get into a taxi, and by the time I'm finished, like the taxi man, I know his name, I know where he lives. Yeah. So the fella this morning was Mario Sean Condon, right? Okay, I'll tell you now, late on the line now, right? I didn't see you on the late on Friday, right? Because I brought herself out to Bale and the Blah. We had a couple of points, but we recorded it, right? Brought her back. Jesus, she had lockjaw by watching, yeah. Then this morning, Will Griffin in the cab, right? Ask him about Tony Martin. He works out with Tony Martin. He's going nowhere with him. He has no musculature at all. Prendeville is useless. Last night, the Vintners Federation of Ireland, Mario, were having a piss up here in the Cork International. I want you to say Connie Lynch, Donny Cashman, and Tygo Sullivan from the Vintners Federation of Ireland in the Cork International Hotel.
Did you bump into a load of publicans last night then?
I did.
Pints?
They were having pints and I was, yeah. I even cadged a cigarette off one of them, and I don't even smoke, but we were having the crack. And then, of course, the end line, they have to grill Cork. You're not as good as Neil Tobin, though.
That's it. The Cork put down. That's actually a compliment, you know.
I know.
Kind of a backward kind of
Tobin, to be even mentioned in the same breath as Tobin.
I know. I mean, it was terrible. We lost two greats in the space of 10 days, Gay Byrne and Neil Tobin. Do you know what I was thinking, actually? About a week ago, or 4 or 5 days ago, there was a reunification with the man and his local school in the shape of going back down to Bandon. Would you ever consider doing that and going back to Ashton like Graham Norton did to Bandon?
As in going in and having a chat and stuff?
Yeah, did you ever go back there?
I haven't been back there, and actually
you should go
I started the whole thing there, Neil, because I had a teacher in Ashton called Stephen Daunt, who was very much out of the Dead Poets Society, Robin Williams firmament, in the sense that he inspired me to do the whole thing, really, you know.
Well, Graham Norton did it in Bandon, and I think you'd be a great asset to the students, you know, saying this is me, this is where I came from, this is totally. What I'm on. This
sure,
is
I'd love to come.
Yeah, it's
I'd
amazing.
Love to come. When I was there, Mr. Bond was the headmaster.
That's right, JVP
and
Bond. Yeah, with me as well. That was the same principle.
Is that right?
Yeah.
God, he really looked sophisticated, didn't he?
He was a class act.
You know, he looked like your man Remington in the 80s. I'm so happy I bought the company. He just looked prosperous. We all had none of us had an arse on our trousers and a button in our shirt, and Mr. Bond was there.
And
perfect name, morning. You know. And I was at boarding school, of course, in Cork,
in Rochelle.
Rochelle, and my headmaster was called Mr. Bolingbroke. Nobody believes me when I say that. Sorry, are you saying you went to Cork and there was a fella called Bolingbroke?
Right, it was a different world.
It sounds like something that Boris Johnson would do.
That's right.
Well, what we're going to do is, ipso facto, Neil, we're going to give it to Bolingbroke, and Bolingbroke is going to get us over the line, and we're going to bail the ball, have a couple of pints, we're going to get there, and we're going to talk to Michael G. Higgins. Yes, indeed you are. And you're going to talk to me, and you're not going to get anything over the line, you blonde bullshitter, you. Hold on there.
It's all very well now thinking you're going to get off the hook with him, but Boris Johnson. But my challenge to you, right?
Oh no.
Being on Lee's side, I'm going to spring something on you.
Okay.
What I want you to do is Cork accents, right? I've come up with he's starting to panic. I've come up with a list, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to fire them off, and I want to see how well you do. And God knows it's a lengthy Cork list. Are you ready?
Okay. What I just have to say anything as them, yeah? And then,
I'll give you the name, and you go for it.
All
and
right.
We're going to start with Roy Keane.
How's it going, Neil? How you doing? I heard you in New York last week. New York on holidays again. There he is. You're supposed to be working. They had to bring a lad off the bench called Paul Byrne. I said, absolutely. He's waiting there. He's there. I want me chance. But your man is living it up over New York. He's over there in Fox News. I heard it wasn't right wing enough for him. He was going there. They're a bit wishy washy. They're a bit liberal pinko. Fox News. Neil Prendeville is over there. It's like Stalin over there. They thought they were meeting.
Right.
At the end of the day. I haven't been so excited in my life to be in a place like RedFM. Red the colour of bleeding Munster. Red, the blood and bandage. Red, it is Munster on the radio. 104 to 106. I don't think I've ever been as excited as I am right now. I'm in a state of pure, undiluted ecstasy.
You sounded Eddie O'Sullivan.
You can't fry an egg in a washing machine, you know. It's like throwing an hedgehog into a bouncy castle, you know. At some stage, something's going to go pop, you know. I wouldn't put Prendeville in there if it was me, but listen, you know.
The hook.
One shock jock to another. Two egos collide. A matter meets antimatter like Star Trek and Cork.
Watch out for your loudspeakers. That Brendan O'Connor.
You know, how do you find being an interviewer? Like, I don't think you're that good. I mean, you know, when both of us interview each other, like, we'll just cancel each other out. Like, how many problems do you have?
I'd never be as good as you.
You know, you can ask me how many problems do I have, and am I thin enough? I think I'm very thin, but you know, am I as thin as you, or do you think you're thinner than me?
You're thinner.
Am I thinner? Yeah. No, I think I'm fatter than you.
Now, technically, I would include this next guy, Flatley.
Nah, be Jesus, I'm half American and I'm half Irish, but me bank accounts are in New York, but me heart is in Ireland. My home is where the flute is, and my flute is in Castle Hyde. I'll be buried with me flute, Neil. Do you like me flute?
I like. Was it your uncle or was it your grandfather? Was the Tinker Flatley?
Your granddaddy was the Tinker Prendeville. He had the greatest voice in all of Caherside FM. The Tinker Prendeville.
Here's a tough one for you, right? Johnny Spillane.
Do you know what? I'm brilliant. And do you know what? I say that with no sense of irony at all. I'm absolutely brilliant. Oh, I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant like the Dunstores girl. Clonakilty black pudding. Congealed blood of pig. Just wrapped up in a breakfast. Delicious.
All right, Cork characters continue with John Creedon.
Cork people are hard. Did you know Cork is an anagram of rock? That email came in from Wirish and it was made up.
Sean O'Halpine.
Like, you know, I like, you know, like, Cork, like, like Fiji, like, Fermanagh.
In fairness, back to sports. We do Michael Corcoran.
Michael Corcoran is a rugby commentator, but he doesn't commentate on anything but Munster. He only uses the word Munster. I'm surrounded by Red FM. Paul O'Connell gets the ball to Alec Willen. Forget that stupid asshole from Leinster who got the ball. It's all about Munster. Oh, glory, glory, Munster.
Micheál Martin.
Yeah, you know, I was in this studio yesterday and I asked you to give me a rub down. Now I'm asking to give you, I'm going to take my coat off and you're going to give me a rub down, Neil. You were too hard on me yesterday. Cork North Central is very important. I've printed all the leaflets and at 2.1 million for the printer, that's 30,000 per leaflet. I want you to rub my back and say sorry for what you did to me yesterday.
I'm so sorry, Micheál.
Okay.
Gerald Keane.
I'm going to buy Cork for charity and then just give it back to Cork.
Okay, I'm not going to test you too much. Here's a tough one. Mick Flannery.
Oh, Mick Flannery. He just kind of doesn't talk. He just kind of sings like that. I tell you who I'm going to do now. We're missing one character that I'm going to do.
That was
because I'm going to do Neil Prendeville. And I want to tell you, all of you out there, my brother and sister, because you are now in the cult of Neil Prendeville. My brother, I am going to buy all of Red FM lunch today in the Castle Martyr Resort on my Visa card, and then I'm going to feck off back to New York again for another week, and Paul Byrne can be dragged in here by the bootstraps.
I let other people
I have a great voice, don't I, for myself? Yeah. Cyclists are good.
I just got a text from Visa telling me, don't use your credit card anymore.
But you know what,
You've
Neil,
maxed it out.
Yeah, we were saying there outside though, this isn't now brown-nosing you or anything, but we were saying outside, you have a wonderful radio voice. You really do. So Gabo had that as well, as you know, but you have that kind of authoritative kind of voice, which can get nasty at times as well when you want to put people down.
You've been practicing.
But I'll tell you, you know, my brother, I work out 5 times a week with Tony Martin.
That's a lot.
And my guns are motoring.
I wish.
Fox News, yeah. Bit pinky.
Well, what the hell? I mean, you got to take the offers when they come along.
Well, yes, you do. And I'm just obsessed with doing Boris at the moment because of this word "ooh" that he uses. People will, how do you do Boris? Well, the secret to doing Boris, Cork, is the ooh sound because it's uber posh. So when he says two, it's two.
What are you going to do after Brexit's gone, though? You'll be back to the likes of Leo and back to the likes of Michael.
I'll be back to Leo, and it's really nice to be down in the bog. I mean, Cork, the metropolis of Cork.
And Willie O'D and people like that.
Willie O'D, yes, great. I feel like I'm going to be mugged here in Cork. I'm going to get back to Limerick with my tail between my legs. Willie is. I was saying on the late the other night, Willie talks out of two sides of his mouth. He talks out of the left side of his mouth and talks out of the right side of his mouth. As if he doesn't want the right side of his mouth to know about the left side of his mouth. It's the most phenophore thing you've ever seen in your life. And as if that wasn't bad enough and duplicitous enough, he has a badger over the top of his lip that covers it all.
It's just incredible how you can swing from one to the next. Not everybody. I mean, where's Daniel O'Donnell on all this? Is he all right?
Did you hear that Daniel O'Donnell
got a bit antsy about it?
Yeah, he did. He was on Tuberty.
Yeah, he was on Tuberty the other night. And Tuberty was asking him, Daniel, what do you think about the impressions?
And do you know what, Ryan? I think he's very disrespectful to me. I think he totally exaggerates my voice and he doesn't get me at all.
That's perfect.
He does me as if my face has been injected with Botox. And it hasn't, Ryan.
Good, okay.
One of the funniest things I saw, I think I might have been on the Late Late, where you did some stand-up or something, or some motivational thing for the Irish soccer team, did you?
I did. The Irish team.
Yeah.
And the FAI rang me and said, would you come in? And so I was very nervous because it's only a small room. And who comes through the door but Mick McCarthy? And he goes,
all right, I suppose you're going to be doing me, are you?
And I went, well, that is the...
I know the elephant in the room.
And I went, yeah, I'd love to do you.
Do me.
And then Robbie put his head through it.
Yeah, you can do me and all as well. Why don't you do me doing Robbie, doing him, doing you? And don't do your man, what's his name, Leo.
And I went, why?
They won't flipping know who he is.
I'm sorry, they don't know who Leo is.
No, they all come from Hull.
And I went, and then he went, well, who can I do that? And he went,
do Kloppy, do Jose.
So I was doing my Jose Mourinho for him, and the players were loving the Jose Mourinho.
But the one they love most, though, was Michael D.
The one they loved most was Michael D, because
they love the little fella. They love the little fella, do the little fella, because when he runs on to shake their hands, they all have a good laugh.
So, oh yes, indeed. It's wonderful to meet you, Shane Duffy. And Shane Duffy holds me up in his hand, in the palm of his hand, and goes,
all right, little fella.
I loved the sketch that you did when he was being taken to task over his expenses in the Oris. It was so funny.
My dogs, Broad and Shearda, why should they not have pet food? I am the President of Ireland. Yes, I can fly on a personal private jet. What do you expect? To me take hours to log on to Ryanair, only sit beside some bloke on a stag do called Alton who'll end up puking all over me.
Out shooting deer in the Phoenix Park.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, shooting deer in the Phoenix Park.
Oh my God, man. I'm exhausted. I don't know about you.
I'm exhausted as well.
4 nights, 5 nights?
5 nights. Well, we started with 2 nights.
And you add.
Well, we started with 2 nights, and then last week we put 3 nights on, and they're nearly sold out. And I just, again, Neil, this is the peculiar one. And this is why I always come here first. I don't know what it is. It's a mystery to me. As Matt Cooper would say, it's a mystery. And it's a mystery to me why Cork just digs this so much, because they really jump in.
We're desperate for a laugh. It's so bad.
Well, I've thought about it, and they went, yeah, well, I suppose that would be the Rye Keane or the Ronan O'Gara, and I said, you can't explain seats like selling that. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, that's
no. I tell you what it is.
That's 5,000 bums on seats.
Yeah, it's piss take. Cork people just love the piss take. They love slagging, and also it's a deeply political town from 100 years ago. Labour,
as in divisive, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Civil War, Dev versus Collins,
and Labour as well. I mean, there's very strong trade union presence. So it's a very political town that loves taking the piss as well. So it's kind of a perfect storm. And of course, nobody's prouder of their people and their sports people than Cork. So whatever happens, whatever way it goes, I stopped starting it in Dublin. Years ago, I used to go. We'd start the tour in Dublin, as everybody else does. And I said to MCD lads about 6 years ago, can I start in Cork? Because this is where the tour starts for me. And they went, okay, we'll give it a shot. Started in Cork, went like mad.
And where's this going to go? Another 20 years of it? I mean, it's indefinite, really.
It's going to go, Neil, as long as I keep healthy. I mean, I started doing impressions of Bertie Ahern in 1999. And
what was the first one that you felt?
The first one I did was a sketch. The first thing I did was a sketch of Jerry Adams and Martin McGuinness, and they had a spaceship called Starship Compromise. And because this is around the Good Friday Agreement.
This is on radio.
And Jerry and Martin used to go around the galaxy looking for compromise with people.
And Jerry, where are we going now?
We're going to a planet called Planet Flatley. It's the biggest ego planet in the world.
And they'd meet a character called Flatley, and they would seek a compromise with Flatley, and that would be it. It used to only last a minute and a half.
And you felt this is actually working. I'm happy with this, and that was the start.
Well, that was what Ian would hear on the radio and little sketches like it before he began. Before he asked me to meet him, and I guess he felt maybe there was some potential in it. We'll meet this guy. Yeah. I met him, and our humours were complementary. As I said, not the same exactly to you. Our sense of humour is not totally the same, but complementary, which is great.
Yeah.
And he has a very, very sharp sense of humour himself. And so that's where it started. And then Bertie. And 20 years later, it's Leo and Mackley and Pascal.
Pascal?
I love Pascal. Did you know I have two sides to Pascal? Did you know that?
The nice guy and the not so nice guy, is it?
See, Pascal is often used by Leo to shaft people and do the dirty
The Rottweiler, is it?
Yeah, so Leo, I'm a bit too scared to do it because, I get bad likes on Instagram. So he says, Pascal, can you do the shafting of, your one? Who, Leo? Maria Bailey. Oh, no problem, Leo. I'll sort out Maria. Maria! Over here, love. I want to have a little word with you. And then suddenly Pascal changes. Now you listen to me. You scumbag. You are finished and done, Larry, right? I'll be dug out of you. I'll gut you like a fish, Bailey. Is that okay, Maria? That's sorted, Leo. So I have this idea that Pascal, nobody can be as nice as that. That he must have a hard side to him. Like I'm sure Daniel O'Donnell has a hard side to him.
Well, we crossed the border once, didn't he?
Yeah, he tried to knock me down once in a car. He did, I swear. I saw his dead eyes go by me in a Volvo, and I think he tried to knock me down.
And you had to swerve to avoid him. You are the unavoidable Mario, and it's great to see you in the studio.
It's always nice to see you.
Can I give away some tickets?
You can give away some tickets, and I'd like to give away some tickets. And don't forget, I'm going to be buying everybody in Red FM lunch today in the Castle Martyr House before I give out about cyclists and go on another holiday to New York. My brother. The great Mario Rosenstock plays the Opera House Cork 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th and 29th of February. Are they sold out, or is it the 29th available now, or what? There are a few tickets left. There are a few tickets left, but they'll be the last nights, though. I'm not putting on any more nights.
That's it.
I'm not doing 6 nights.
Okay, then if you don't get into a Cork gig, you're going to have to follow them around the country. So 20 years on.
Oh, yeah, they can go down to the INEC as well, because I find that when I go down to Kerry, I kind of start cracking jokes. I'm a bit sneaky. I start cracking jokes about Cork, and then I realise there's about 580 Cork people in the audience, and I'm going to be lynched.
All right, okay. Well, listen, thanks for coming in. It's great to see you. I'm going to...